All right, let's talk about something really cool today. We're going to break down the powerhouse technology stack that takes an idea from a developer's laptop and puts it in the hands of millions, all without breaking a sweat. We're talking MERN, Docker, and the Google Cloud. So yeah, let's dive right in. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about the big challenge that modern apps face. Then we'll open up the tech toolkit you need to solve it. After that, we're going to get our hands dirty looking at how the app is built, how we put the assembly on autopilot, and how we ship it out to the world. And finally, we'll zoom out and see how it all fits together. Okay, let's set the stage. We're going to start with what every app creator dreams about, right? It's what we call a good problem to have. What actually happens when your app doesn't just do okay? What happens when it goes completely viral? I mean, just imagine it for a second. You wake up one morning, you check your phone, and your app is everywhere. Traffic is through the roof, thousands of people are signing up every single minute. It's the dream, right? But that dream can turn into a total nightmare and fast if you're not ready for it. So the real question is, are you ready? And that right there brings us to the most important word you'll hear today, scalability. At its core, it's just your app's ability to handle a massive flood of users without slowing down, without crashing, without even blinking. Honestly, without good scalability, that viral moment you dreamed of just turns into a wall of error messages. It's the difference between a one-hit wonder and a real long-term success. So how do you actually build for this kind of success? Well, you go cloud native. That just means you design your app from the ground up to live in the cloud. And why would you do that? Well, it comes down to three huge benefits. First, elasticity. Your app can stretch or shrink to perfectly meet demand. Second, resilience. So if something breaks, it can bounce back automatically. And third, cost efficiency, because you only pay for what you actually use. No more paying for a giant server that's just sitting there empty most of the time. Okay, so we know we need to be scalable, we need to be cloud native. Great, but what tools do we actually use to get this done? To make this super clear, I want you to think of this whole process like we're building a physical product. We're going from a simple blueprint all the way to a fully automated global factory that can ship that product anywhere in the world instantly. First up, you've got your blueprints. For us, that's the MERN stack. It's a team of 4 technologies that work together perfectly. You've got React, which is like your designer, making a user interface that people see and touch. Then you have Node.js and Express, which are the engineers building the powerful engine in the back. And MongoDB, that's your super organized warehouse holding all the data. Together, they let us build the entire product from scratch. Now, once you've built your awesome product, you've got to package it up, right? You need a way to ship it. And that, my friends, is Docker. Just think of it like the perfect shipping container. It takes your app, bundles it up with every single thing it needs to run, and seals it tight. The result? It works exactly the same, no matter where you send it. On your laptop, on a server in another country, doesn't matter. It just works. Now, this is where things get, well, frankly, magical. CI/CD. Think of this as your fully robotic 24/7 assembly line. The moment a developer makes a tiny change to the blueprints, the code, this automated system kicks into gear. It builds the product, tests it, and packs it perfectly into one of those Docker shipping containers, all on its own. It's incredibly fast, totally consistent, and it doesn't make mistakes. Last piece of the puzzle. You've got your product, it's built, it's perfectly packed. How do you get it to millions of customers all over the world, like right now? That's where Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, comes in. This is our massive worldwide logistics network. It can take that container and, in an instant, make it available to everyone, everywhere. And if 1 million people show up at once, it just makes 1 million copies, no problem. All right, we've met the tools. Enough with the high-level view. Let's pop the hood and see how this all actually works. We're going to go inside the MERN blueprints and see how our product, in this case, a simple task manager app, is actually put together. You know, every app you use really has 2 parts. First, there's the stuff you actually see and interact with. The buttons you click, the lists you scroll through, that's called the front end. And for us, it's all built with React. But then there's the brains of the operation, the part you don't see. That's the back end, built with Node.js and Express. It's the engine that handles all the logic, all the data, and makes the whole thing actually work. But where does all that brain stuff live? Where does it keep all the important information, like who you are and what tasks you've created? Well, that's the job of the database. In our stack, we use MongoDB. The easiest way to think about it is as the app's permanent memory. It stores everything, ready to be pulled up at a moment's notice. Okay, so the product is designed and built. Now for my favorite part, the automation magic. Let's really look at how our assembly line takes that finished code and gets it perfectly packed and ready for global delivery. So how does our robot assembly line know what to do? It reads a simple little text file called a Docker file. And honestly, don't let the name scare you. It's not really complex code. It's much more like a simple recipe or a set of instructions. It just says, hey, start with a clean Node.js environment. Then install these specific tools we need. Next, copy our app's code inside. And finally, here's the command to start the whole thing up. That's literally it. And here you can see that whole automated flow in action, start to finish. Check it out. A developer finishes a new feature and pushes their code to GitHub. The moment they do that, bam, GitHub Actions wakes up and starts building the application. It follows that Docker file recipe to package everything up perfectly. And finally, that finished sealed container is pushed to a secure warehouse, ready to go. And the best part, a human being didn't have to do a single thing. All right, our perfect little package is sitting in the warehouse ready to ship. It's time for the final leg of the journey, taking that container and making it live for the entire world using our global logistics network, the Google Cloud Platform. And inside GCP, we're using this amazing service called Cloud Run. The beauty of Cloud Run is just how simple it is. You basically just point to your Docker container and say, hey, run this thing for me. It handles all the complicated stuff behind the scenes for you. The servers, the networking, the security, all of it. You just give it the container and it does the rest. And this is the magic that solves that whole going viral problem we started with. This is auto-scaling in action, and it is incredible. Look, when traffic is low, Cloud Run might just be running one single copy of your app. But when that viral spike hits, it instantly, automatically spins up 50 or 100 or 500 more copies to handle the load. Then, as things quiet down, it scales back down. You get exactly the power you need, exactly when you need it, and you don't have to lift a finger. Okay, let's just take a step back and look at the beautiful, complete system we've just put together. This is the whole journey, from a single line of code written on a laptop to a powerful application serving millions and millions of people all over the world. So let's just trace that journey one last time. It starts with an idea, which becomes a line of code. That code gets committed to GitHub. The automated CI/CD pipeline instantly kicks in, building and containerizing the app. That finished container gets stored in a registry. Then Google Cloud Run grabs it, deploys it, and just like that, the app is live, scaling effortlessly for a global audience. It's a completely seamless flow from idea to impact. So what is the single most important takeaway from all of this? The number you need to remember is 100%. Once this system is set up, 100% of the process, from building the code to deploying it to scaling it for millions of users, is completely automated. That is an absolute game changer. It means developers can stop worrying about servers and infrastructure and just focus on what they do best, building amazing things for people to use. And this isn't just about cool technology, right? The real-world benefits are huge. As our source material puts it, you get streamlined deployment, super effective resource management, and just a much, much more reliable and rock-solid application for your users. We've seen how this modern toolkit empowers pretty much anyone to take an idea and make it globally scalable, instantly and automatically. The barrier between a concept and a worldwide launch has never, ever been lower. So that leaves us with just one final, very